and to communicate with occupants of disabled refugee area. So for the disabled persons, they have made in the staircase to in the all the buildings, the staircase has this communication system. So disabled person can come there and call to the control area. So they can communicate with them. So they will evacuate these disabled persons.
So it is only installed in the stair area?
Yes, it is installed in stair areas.
Each floor? Or
each floor staircase area, yes.
So once somebody, the person who is disabled, press the button, the call will go where?
To the operator, fire control room. Yeah. So in this system we have two main components. One is remote units, we call it remote unit. So there is total 5 kinds of remote units. In this project we have used BOVAC. This unit is called BOVAC, the model number. So there are different kinds of model number, and this is the selected model for this project. And we have master control panel.
And all stairs in the inside the building we have this.
Yes, this one, remote unit. So part by part we will go each components, these two components in detail. The first one, we will start with master control panel. So this is how it looks, the master control panel. So this master control panel, in each building it will be inside fire control room. So these panels have, these are the remote zone select buttons and status indicators. So these each button, these zones will show you each floor. And here it will be labelings will be there for each floor, like first floor, ground floor, separate. It's each floor with level wise. There will be labels for each. So tag labels will be there. So these labels you can see in the panels. Here it is not shown. In the panel we will show the labels. So you can indicate, you can show which floor this button is indicated. So when the call will come, these indicator, any of the indicators will start to red. It will become red with a call. So these are the zone buttons. We will go further about these zone buttons and what are the indicators inside this. Second is status, system status and faults. System status and fault indicators. Any fault appear in the system will show here. There is basically two colors. One is green and yellow. If yellow color appears in any of these indicators, then there is a fault. So you can see what is the issue with the system. Other is here call button and speak button. By pressing these buttons you can able to speak to the persons. And another component is handset. This is a handset. So there is only these 4 components. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you have to be very clear about this before you operate this system.
The system status and fault indicator.
Yes.
If there is no fault, what kind of light will be there? On the green?
Yes, green. If green or not, green is okay, like system is okay, and if it is yellow, then there is a fault.
What kind of fault?
So I will explain one by one. One by one I will explain. So first we will start with the zone buttons, zone select buttons. So this is the zone select buttons. So each zone have two LEDs. Number two is the call LED. If there is a call coming from the number 2 LED will glow red. It will be blinking. Call is coming means the LED will be blinking red like this, on off, red on like this. Next, 3 is for fault. If there is a fault in the remote unit, there will be yellow color coming in this. Next, this middle button is, you can press that button. Like it will not be like you can press in the button. There is a same like button. So you can press that button to call to the guy, specific guy who has before called you. And one is the area for label. This area will be labeled for which remote unit location. This area.
Yes.
So every zone with every button, this will be labeled with here. If it is not labeled, means it is not used. So this is about only the zone buttons. Second, we will go to the fault status. So these are the kinds of faults which can appear in the system. Mains on means if the voltage 230 voltage is coming to the system, power is connected, then the mains on will be green. If there is no power from the mains, so it will appear here, main yellow. Next is battery high. If there is a fault in the charger, that it is giving more voltage, or the battery has more charge, or the uncompatible battery is used which have more voltage, then it will show battery voltage is high. So here yellow color indicator is connected. A yellow color indicator will come. Second is battery low. If the battery is discharged, it has damaged, and you have used that, or it is discharged or discharged, then or damaged, then you can see color here, yellow color. If both the color appears yellow, means there is no battery connected. If high voltage and battery low is coming yellow, that means there is no battery connected. Next fault is charger fault. If there is a fault, there is an inbuilt charger which converts 230 to 30 volt. Inbuilt there is a charger. I will show you in the panels. There is a charger. If there is a fault in this charger, it will show a charger fault, and you have to replace the charger. It is kind of a transformer which is converting 230 to 30 volt DC. Next is fuse fault. There is inside the system there is many fuses, and you can see there in the panels. So if there is a fuse fault, you can find yellow color in this indicator, and you have to detect the fuse. You have to remove all the fuses what is there, and just you have to check the continuity. If the fuse is not giving the continuity, means this fuse is fault, and you can change it.
So this fuse is for what?
There is inbuilt for the safety purpose of the power. All systems there is inbuilt 1, 2, 3, 5 fuses are there. So for this, if there is a fault, it will show this indicator. So you will get to know that okay, this is a fault. So then you can continue whatever is there. Next, common faults. Common fault will come if there is a fault in the remote unit. If there is a fault in the hand, other there is common faults are there. If the cable is cut, so these faults come in common faults, like cable cut, short circuit, earth fault. These kind of faults will come in common faults. So normally when project is handover, we cleared all these faults before we did the testing. We have cleared all these faults. This fault will not appear after until unless
the cable is going from a state area to the control room, or there is separate control panel.
I will explain this why this one. Next is processor fault. Processor fault means these processor fault comes when like there is a power fluctuations, like a power goes off, battery is not connected. That time and the processor you need to restart. There is a button to restart the processor. So you have to press this button and the processor fault will clear.
Processor fault during there is an issue in the power.
No, it appears. Sometimes it appears when there is a fluctuation in power. Battery is not connected and power fluctuation happens. The inbuilt processor will give a fault. So I can show you here. If there is a critical processor fault has occurred. So this fault you can clear from the there is
processor fault.
Yes, processor fault.
If there is any issue inside the processor, then it will show the processor fault.
Yes.
As you saying the power fluctuation.
No, even
power fluctuation fault will be something different indicator. I think.
No, this processor fault comes.
And if there is any
will illuminate if the processor has stopped and restart after power is first applied. The reset switch has to be pressed to clear the fault. So you have to press the reset fault, it will clear this fault. Then there is handset fault. If there is issue with the handset, this handset fault will appear here. and the system OK LED for if system is okay or not okay. If all the faults are cleared, the system will be okay. It will show system okay. If any of the fault will be there, the system okay LED will be not there. Next is if there is a fault appears, there is a buzzer coming in the panel. The fault has appeared, there will be a buzzer. So to disable this buzzer, you can press the fault accept button. That I accepted the fault, I have seen the fault, so you can with the buzzer you can cancel the buzzer for this one. Next we will go to, so this I mentioned here all same what we explained. So next component we have the remote unit. So this is the only component we use in all the staircase. All the staircase this you can see in this one, the same. The color will be different. Here model one is silver color they have used. So there is status LED, there is call button, there is reset switch, and system OK LED. If the system is okay, it will show system OK LED will be blinking there. Next is reset switch. Like when we call this button, the system will the red color indicator will show in the panels. So you can the light will not go until you reset from here or from the panel. It will the red color is indicator that there is a person who need to be evacuated. So this is an emergency condition, so you cannot simply close the button so the LED will go. You have to evacuate that person personally. Anyone you have to send, evacuate them, then you have to reset the switch.
But sometimes by mistake somebody press, then we need to reset from the.
There is two options. You can reset from the key from the remote unit, and another option is pressing from the control panel, pressing the same button for a long press, then it will be reset. So basically, if you have a practice of making it through the lock key, that is better, because you will remember that one person has gone and reset the switch and taken the persons safely. If they start using like pressing the button from the control panel, you will forget that there is a person there.
No.
So
sometimes by mistake somebody press.
Yes.
Some guy is going and press. So
Yes.
in that case,
a real
person,
yes, if a real press is
there,
there,
then we can
have a practice with the operator that give the key to him and tell him to go there and reset it manually. So you will clear that okay, this person we have cleared it. If they have a practice of making the button from there and he make it all the button reset and he forget where from the call came from. So that's why they have a better practice of making the reset from the from the remote unit. So automatically the red LED in the panel will go, and then next you can go for another person to evacuate. So I have given you two papers for how to call from here. So you have to just press from here. The call will go to there. It has a ringing and a LED indicator, red LED indicator coming in the panel. And if suppose another call comes, so just you have to call, attend the call, first call, whatever, suppose 2-3 call comes. So first call who has called you, you can just pick up the handset and talk to the first guy who has called. Then another time you can keep the call, continuously you can, if you keep the call, then another call you can connect. So or you can press the button who you want to talk.
Yeah, that's
so previous somebody you talked, you want to communicate with him, you can press to
you can press, we can communicate with
them.
Once we will keep the handset, then again we press the button.
Yes.
We can receive the next call.
Yes. Yes.
Could that be like a conference call with them?
No, you don't have a conference call. You have a broadcast call. If there is a all speak button, this one. There is a all speak button. You can press, keep it pressing, and then you can not talk. You can broadcast a message like we are going to do in these 10 seconds. All the calls you have received. Suppose you have called 10 calls. You can broadcast one message by pressing the button and broadcast the message. In meanwhile, where you are pressing, you cannot
listen.
You cannot talk to the other guy. You can only broadcast. You have to, if you want to communicate, you can have to communicate individually. Each person you want to talk both direction. Then you have to press that button and talk to that guy. So this for that you have to press the button. You just press the button, call will go. You can speak. There is a speak button. A speak. This is all speak button, and there is a speak button.
So this unit is installed in the control panel, right?
Yeah, this is the control panel. This is the full control
No,
panel.
control, but this installed in the control room.
Yeah, fire control.
Fire control. It is integration with the fire now. No? Does any integration?
Yeah, actually this system works when there is a fire. So there is one point where fire cables are connected. Fire we have an interface cable, so it is connected to there.
So do you
So
have
when
integration here?
yes, fire integration. So already fire integration is there. So when there is a fire, so these we have a point terminals where NONC contacts are there. So these NONC it is normally open. When the fire comes, normally close will happen, and our system will work then only. It will not work without a fire.
So what kind of signal? And once there is a fire in your
When there is
control
one-
panel, what kind of message you will receive?
No, in our panel there is no message.
So how you know there is a fire alarm? And if there is a fire alarm, if you make integration with your DRI system of the fire alarm, suppose if there is any fire, it report to your panels there is some fire. or
No,
something.
there is no indicator for that. Our communication only happen when there is a fire. The system will work. If there is no fire, the system
You
will.
are taking signal or you are giving the signal?
We are receiving the signal.
If you are receiving the signal,
We-
it's supposed to be.
Yeah, this is the signal. Whenever the fire is there, then only you can able to communicate. Otherwise, you cannot call. Even if you call from anywhere,
I understand.
you cannot
I
communicate.
understand. My question is simple. Once there is a fire, in your system there is some kind of indication.
No, there is no indication.
So there is a fire alarm.
No, there is no indication.
Nothing.
No, nothing. There is no indication for
How
this. The
fire?
fire system is made for indicators which will give you that fire is there. Our system is not fire alarm system. Our system is have a communication when there is emergency. So we are achieving this communication when fire is there. We are achieving the communication. If you want a fire alarm system, there is a system. I think Honeywell from the system is there or somebody. So when there is a fire, you will get an indicator or a buzzer, alarm in the fire alarm system, not in our system.
Yeah, alarm system.
Yeah, the purpose of the fire alarm system is that you will get an indicator, you will give a sound, buzzer, flasher, strobe or sounder from the fire alarm system. So our system is just taking the commands from the fire alarm system as a NOC contact, and it is having a communication at a time of emergency.
So how you are making the integration with fire alarm?
That is the integration.
No, how?
There is a NOC
Software
contact. There
integration?
is there is no software contact. Physical dry contact NOC contact. Module. Fire alarm we have a module. From that fire alarm.
CRBN,
Yes,
control module.
control module. From that we are fire alarm guys have integrated. So they will use their module to have when there is a fire, they will give a NOC contact to us. That is the
So the system will be working only if the fire.
if the fire is there. If there is fire, if there is no fire, when you call the button, it will tell it is in standby mode.
Okay.
So you
Go to
are
the, and you go to the zone area, zone. All the zone button.
yeah.
So if there is any suppose fire alarm occurs, so this is this installed in the control room, control panel. In the field side, there is no kind of indication during the fire. So how you will make the call? You will make call for each step from here.
Who will make?
The guy who will operate here, this DRI system, this operator, right?
Operator will be there in the fire control room.
Fire control room. So once there is fire alarm occurred, if there is no indication, so how you know the people are stuck there?
No, they will call. They will call.
They will call.
They will call.
If they will not call, you are not aware.
No.
Even there is fire.
Even there is fire, they have to
So
call.
must there is somebody
See,
will
this
go
is
there?
not for persons only for disabled persons, and you have to inform the disabled person. For you, we have made the system,
Yeah.
and they will call. If there is a disabled person, there may be disabled person in the 20 floor. Maybe one floor have disabled person, or 2 floors have disabled person, or 3 floors, not all floors. So even if all floor is there, we have all button for them. So they will use this button. So we have to aware them that for you for the evacuation process we have made a system for you and you will use this, not the other person.
So how
Other persons can evacuate by themselves, but disabled persons cannot evacuate by themselves.
how we can evacuate the disabled person if there is a fire? Because during the fire, all elevator will be stopped. So down on the
All the-
ground floor. All the elevators.
Yeah, that's why elevator they will not use elevators.
So how they will go disabled person through the stair? How
They will the stairs.
through the stair they will go
Yes,
disabled person?
yes, they have to take from the disabled person to the stairs.
Okay.
Because there is no lift will be not operable.
Yeah.
If lift is operable, they only can go through the lift. Through the staircase they cannot go. Other persons can go through the staircase, but disabled person cannot go.
We have topic for disabled person. We have topic at system like AV, audio video program. They may call from parents or key like that. If any disabled person in any floor, they can call from audio video program from safety department.
If there is a system, they can call. If there is a system, they can call. You can call through mobile also. That is not the issue. You can call from anywhere. But in the case of emergency, this is the case of emergency. You don't have network, you don't have anything. Anything can occur. So in that case, this is a special case, not like normal case. You are calling from mobile. Okay, I will go here, there. No. So for them, building standards, they have made a standard that we have to make a standard for each building have a system which can evacuate these disabled persons because they are specially able. So we have to give special.
Do you have the looping from zone?
Yeah. So looping is like from the panel. Like we can one loop we can connect up to 16 remote units. 16 remote units. And each remote unit we can run around like it's 1,000 kilometers, 1,000 meters. 1,000 meters we can run, and each from one device to other device, the maximum distance is 200 meters.
So maximum capacity is 16 devices you can connect
Yeah,
in one loop.
one loop.
So did you connect 16 or did you make some spare points for future users if we require later?
No, there is no future.
Why there's supposed to be the
No system because building will not increase. Building floor will.
so you make 100%.
Yes, whatever is there, 100%. And it is made for staircase only.
Yeah.
Design was made only for the staircase. This one. So we have used the maximum. And this design was made before. We are using only the legacy testing commissioning. This design was done by before